In the endless, blocky world of Minecraft, it's easy to spot the heroes. They're the ones who stand tall on mountaintops, their banners waving in the pixelated breeze, their names whispered in awe across the server. The world is vast, filled with towering mountains, deep caves, and endless possibilities. Every corner hides a new adventure, and every player dreams of leaving their mark. Diamond armor gleaming in the sun, massive castles rising from the plains, and players who charge fearlessly at the Ender Dragon. These are the legends everyone talks about. Their builds are masterpieces, their skills unmatched, and their courage undeniable. But not everyone starts off strong. In fact, most of us begin with nothing but our bare hands and a dream. The world can be harsh, and the journey from noob to hero is never easy. Let me tell you about Blocko, a villager who seemed destined for obscurity, but whose story would inspire an entire server. Blocko was the kind of villager everyone ignored. He blended into the background, just another face in the crowd, never picked for teams or noticed in the chat. He was small, a little awkward, and honestly, terrified of creepers. Every hiss sent him running for cover, and every night he'd hide behind his door, hoping to survive until morning. Other players laughed when he showed up with just a wooden pickaxe, never finding diamonds, never building castles or machines that wowed the server. His house was a simple hut, barely more than 4 walls and a roof, and his tools were always on the verge of breaking. But Blocko had something most didn't see: pure determination. Every day Blocko worked. He never gave up, no matter how many times he failed or how often others doubted him. He chopped wood, mined stone, and watched, always watching, how the pros crafted armor or wired up redstone. He studied their every move, learning from their successes and their mistakes, determined to improve. While others charged into battle, Blocko learned patience. He waited, observed, and planned, knowing that rushing in would only lead to defeat. He studied traps, potions, and even how to survive a griefer's tricks. He learned to spot danger before it struck, and to use every resource at his disposal. Of course, he failed. A lot. His builds collapsed, his plans backfired, and sometimes it felt like he'd never catch up to the others. His first house? Lava disaster. One wrong move and everything he'd built was gone in a fiery instant. His favorite tools? Blown up by TNT. Did he quit? Nope. Time passed. Seasons changed in the world, and Blocko kept going, rebuilding from scratch each time. The server announced a massive PvP event. Teams, alliances, chaos. The whole world seemed to hold its breath as players prepared for the ultimate showdown. As the battles raged, Blocko quietly avoided the drama, sticking to his plan. He didn't seek glory in the heat of combat, but focused on what he did best: preparing, learning, and waiting for the right moment. One by one, the strongest fell. Only Blocko was left, the underdog, the overlooked, the one nobody thought would last a minute. The whole server went silent. Nobody expected much. The chat was filled with question marks and disbelief as Blocko stepped forward. But Blocko, he was ready. All those hours of practice, all those failures, had prepared him for this moment. He set clever traps with redstone, using every trick he'd learned from watching the pros. Each step was calculated, every move deliberate. He used potions at just the right moment, turning the tide of battle when it mattered most. His timing was perfect, his strategy flawless. Step by step, he outsmarted the final boss, dodging, weaving, and finally landing the last blow. The chat exploded. Cheers, disbelief, and congratulations filled the screen as Blocko's name lit up. Blocko, the noob nobody noticed, was suddenly the hero. Players gathered around wanting to know his secret, inspired by his journey. He didn't have the shiniest gear or the flashiest house, but he had heart. He had grit, and he never gave up no matter how tough things got. And that made all the difference. The server learned that true strength isn't always about power or wealth. It's about perseverance, kindness, and the courage to keep going. So next time you're feeling like the underdog, remember Blocko. Remember that every legend starts somewhere, and every hero was once a beginner. In Minecraft and in life, you don't need to be the strongest. Just never stop building, keep learning, keep trying, and keep believing in yourself. Who knows, you might just become a legend yourself, one block at a time.